Senator Josh Hawley put out some more information late last night about the blunder that was the Secret Service coverage of former President Donald Trump, leading to the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. But before we get into it, guys, I was hoping you could join me in a moment of silence. We lost a great member of this community yesterday. The great Paul Harrell lost his battle to pancreatic cancer. Rest in peace, Paul. Hope you're pain-free. Let's talk about this. All this news and information just keeps coming out about how terrible the Secret Service did in protecting Donald Trump. And the only reason this information is coming out, it's not because the former head of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, that she quit after she was exposed during a hearing in Congress. And her Director Rowe, who's now the acting director, he hasn't put out any information either. It's only coming out from people within the Secret Service blowing the whistle, whistleblowers. Before I show you everything that's going down, guys and gals, I want to thank the sponsor of the video. It's Lear Capital. You know, I've been working with Lear for a long time. They're a trusted name in the world of precious metals investing. And I've told you before that Kevin Demerit, the founder of Lear, stepped up and saved customers millions of dollars during a gold theft ring investigation. This is why I trust them and do the business that I do with Lear Capital. It's because they are who they are. They have integrity, which means a lot to me, and it makes them a lot different than others. I chose Lear to help educate my viewers about the strategic need to own gold. It protects you and me against the enormous financial challenge we face today and will for years to come, and our children will too. Lear's taught me that hope is not a financial strategy, but owning gold and silver is. So if you don't own gold or silver and you want to, I recommend calling the good people at Lear Capital, 1-800-260-5075, or head over to leargg.com. Get their free information, ask them the tough questions. There's no pressure to buy. They're waiting to hear from you. And if you click the link down below, you can watch the FAQ video I recorded with Kevin, where he answered questions that some of you sent to me. Again, call them at 1-800-260-5075, or head over to leargg.com. All right, we'll start off with Jesse Waters, prime time last night. Josh Hawley, Senator Josh Hawley, was on his show where he released this bombshell, and I want you to hear it right from him first, and then we'll go over the scorching letter he sent to the Secret Service following. Actually, he wrote the letter yesterday, but it was released right after he released this information. So here he is with Jesse Waters.
Josh Hawley's been in contact with whistleblowers and has new information he's going to exclusively share with us here at Primetime. So what now are we hearing from whistleblowers, Senator?
Well, what I've heard tonight, Jesse, is that most of the agents who were there at that rally in Butler were not Secret Service agents. They were, in fact, Homeland Security agents. And get this, most of those Homeland Security agents, the only training that they received was an online webinar, a 2-hour online webinar. And I'm told that about half the time, the sound to the webinar didn't even work. So think about this. The President of the United States, former President of the United States, Donald Trump, is sent out on stage. Most of the people there aren't trained. They're not qualified. They only got a webinar training, and even that didn't work. It is absolutely outrageous.
You're saying, and if we're to believe that there's this big Iranian threat, that this is coming down the pike and they had to beef up security, their idea of beefing up security was not putting more Secret Service agents and counter snipers, was just throwing in a bunch of guys that have never done this before from Homeland Security and sending them into some Zoom training that didn't work?
That's exactly right. I'm told that actually agents, Homeland Security agents, were pulled off of child exploitation cases, child endangerment cases, the stuff they normally do. They don't normally do protective detail work at all. They were pulled off those cases, said, here, you're going to go guard the former president of the United States. Watch this webinar. Oops, it doesn't really work. Oh, that's all right. Go out into the field anyway. Jesse, this is a nightmare. And we still have no answers. The only reason we know this stuff is because of whistleblowers. It's outrageous.
That is absolutely crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it. When you heard the first story about this counter sniper shoot, I thought it was the guys on the high roof. Then I heard it was the guys farther away. And now I'm hearing the first shot that was gotten off was by a local, and he wasn't even perched. He was on the ground.
Yeah, all I can say is that is not what the director told Congress, and you just played the clip. I was sitting right there in the Senate when he testified that it was a Secret Service counter sniper who neutralized the threat, that is, took out crooks. He said nothing about another sniper, a local, nothing at all. Jesse, this is a pattern now. Why aren't these guys out there, Secret Service and FBI, doing regular briefings, answering questions, giving us answers? They're not doing any of that. They're hoarding the information. They're keeping it from the public. And this has gone on too long. I mean, people have got to get fired for this.
No, they do. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again, Senator Hawley, and hopefully these whistleblowers continue to talk to your office. We appreciate it.
And let's jump right into the letter he sent to Acting Director of the Secret Service, Ronald Rowe Jr. Dear Acting Director Rowe, when Homeland Security investigations agents partner with the Secret Service, they should be properly trained. New whistleblower allegations contend this isn't happening and that HSI agents reassigned to candidate details, including former President Trump's, are woefully unprepared for the job. Whistleblower allegations to my office report that the only training received by many HSI agents reassigned to work protective details is a single 2-hour webinar on Microsoft Teams featuring pre-recorded videos. The whistleblower alleged that these videos were not substantive and their playback was frequently riddled with technical mishaps, leaving the HSI agents ill-prepared for the protective mission to which they were newly assigned. To quote the whistleblower directly, quote, imagine 1,000 people logging on to Microsoft Teams at the same time after being informed at the last minute that everyone needed to log in individually. Once it got rolling, the Secret Service instructor couldn't figure out how to get the audio working on the pre-recorded videos, which I'm told are the same videos as last year. All told, they restarted the videos approximately 6 times. The content was not helpful. Worse, the whistleblowers allege the Secret Service has not changed, updated, or otherwise improved its webinar trainings since the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. In the words of the whistleblower, quote, nothing new, nothing improved since the assassination attempt on former President Trump, end quote. Other whistleblowers with direct knowledge on the July 13th rally have previously approached my office with related testimony. For example, I wrote to Secretary Mayorkas on July 19th about allegations that there were more HSI agents than Secret Service agents at the rally on July 13th. I also wrote to you on August 5th about allegations that HSI agents at the rally allegedly had never worked a protective detail before and did not know proper procedure. Finally, according to recent public reports, the HSI agents working the rally, quote, only received 1 PowerPoint presentation for training, end quote. In other words, all of these allegations together suggest that a significant number of personnel tasked with providing security for former President Trump at the July 13th rally were egregiously underprepared by the Secret Service to carry out this mission. Moreover, these latest whistleblower allegations contend HSI agents were pulled off child exploitation cases in order to serve on protective details for which they were unprepared. Please immediately address these serious allegations about the Secret Service's practices and use of other DHS agents. 1. How many HSI agents were present at the Butler rally on July 13th? 2. Of the HSI agents present at the rally, how many were trained for work on protective details using webinar training, whether in whole or in part? 3. Please provide a copy of the recording, curriculum, and other materials used for any online training provided to HSI special agents assigned to protective details. 4. Has the training been revamped in any way since July 13th? 5. Have HSI agents been reassigned from child exploitation cases to assist on protective details? If so, how many? Sincerely, Josh Hawley, U.S. Senator from the state of Missouri. So I guess something we all didn't know is we all can take a 2-hour training on Microsoft Teams and go help defend President Trump. I volunteer as tribute. I have done some protective details in my career. I'll gladly get my refresher with this 2-hour Microsoft Teams webinar, and I will do a hell of a lot better than some people could. So do you join me? Are you up for the challenge? Will you take the 2-hour training? Let me know if you will down below. Subscribe to this channel if you want to stay in the know. I'll give you all the updates about this because we haven't heard the last of it. And thanks to whistleblowers for calling into the senator's office. Please continue to do it. America is counting on you. Subscribe to this channel if you want to stay in the know for Second Amendment issues. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. No matter where they happen in this country. And I appreciate you more than you know. I'll see you all on the next one. Take care.